Hello again, everybody. Andrew Rogers here for TST Total Sports Talk. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure to be here for you. This is this week's segment of the NFL Game Picks. I got a really exciting announcement for this. We've wrangled up some experts, so-called, and we're going to put them in a head-to-head battle against me, and we're going to see who comes out with the best record at the end of the season. It's very good. It's going to be cool because so every week we'll determine who's picking from who. All we're doing is picking the winners. No point spreads, no nothing like that. We're going to pick the winners of each and every football game that is played that week. And they're going to compile a record overall for the course of the season, starting from today. Whoever finishes first will be crowned the winner at the end of the Super Bowl. So after the Super Bowl, they'll pick the Super Bowl. Whoever has the better record at the end of the season is going to be the winner. If there's a tie, for whatever reason, if there ends up being a tie between one, two, or multiple teams, what we'll do is those teams will then pick the score of the Super Bowl with three potential tiebreakers. One for combined score, one for the score of the home team, one for the score of the away team. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited to see how this all turns out. So we've wrangled up some experts for our games picks for this week. I'm going to go through my games picks, and I'll give you the experts' picks. And we'll see how it all shakes out. Let's just get it started then with our first matchup of week number 1. Kind of a downer of a game, if you ask me, between two teams. LA Rams are into San Francisco to face the 49ers at 8:25 on Thursday to kick off week number 3 in the NFL. Jared Goff goes into San Francisco, hoping to get a win. The LA Rams are 1-1. The 49ers are 0-2. I've got the LA Rams in this one as my pick. As we look at the experts' picks, we only have one 49ers on the docket there. Everyone else seems to be on the LA Rams side as well. See how it all shake down. My pick is the Rams. We got 6 out of 7 that pick the Rams as well. Our second matchup kicks off the Sunday slate, and it's in the morning. It's over in London. The Jacksonville Jaguars have their annual London game. It's between the Baltimore Ravens and the home Jacksonville Jaguars. We got a lot of Baltimore picks here from our experts, and I am picking Baltimore as well in this one. It gets underway at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday, so watch out for that one if you want some early football on a Sunday morning. That's your tilt. Baltimore Ravens 2-0, Jacksonville 1-1. Jacksonville didn't look very good against Tennessee last week. Baltimore looked very good again last week, and they're at 2-0. They're very strong. They're tied with Pittsburgh right now for the AFC North lead. Our second game comes from Indianapolis, between 2-0-2 teams. We got the Cleveland Browns and the Indianapolis Colts, both struggling out of the gate, to say the least. In this one here, we got Cleveland. They're picked in 3 of 7. Our experts have picked the Cleveland Browns to go in Indy and win. We got 4 Indianapolis picks, and my pick is also for the Indianapolis Colts to come out victorious in this one. We have the New York Football Giants into Philadelphia to face off against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles at 1-1, Giants at 0-2. They are struggling mightily out of the gate. They can't seem to get anything going offensively, and they may be in trouble against a very tough Philadelphia Eagles team. They ran into a very good Kansas City team last week, unfortunately suffered their first loss of the season. Their defense is really strong. It could have a field day against these New York Football Giants. I'm picking the Eagles in this one. There are 5 of 7 Philadelphia Eagles picks in our expert picks for this week in the NFL. I'm on the Eagles, and it looks like a lot of our experts are on the Eagles as well. Miami Dolphins are into New York to face off against the New York Jets. 0-2, the Jets out of the gate are not very good. The Miami Dolphins, they took care of business in their first game of the season last week. They are at 1-0. They lead the division because they have only played one game, and they look poised to have another good day against a lowly Jets team. So I'm picking the Dolphins in this one. We got 6-7, all but one. Picking the Miami Dolphins in this one. We got one Jets pick from our experts. The Denver Broncos are into Buffalo to face off against the Buffalo Bills. This one on paper should be a cakewalk for the Denver Broncos, but you never really know. Buffalo's a really tough place to play in. It'll be really tough for the. They won't go out without a fight. The Bills only scored 3 points though against Carolina Panthers last week. They will have a tougher time against a much better defense in the Denver Broncos, who are 2-0, and they got the offense rolling now. My pick here is the Denver Broncos, and that is all but one on the experts' pick here. There is one Buffalo pick. It'd be interesting to see if the Buffalo Bills can pull this one out, but I highly doubt it in this one. My pick is the Denver Broncos. Moving on now, we got the New Orleans Saints into Carolina to face off against the Carolina Panthers. Carolina suffering a big injury. Greg Olsen will be out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken foot. It'll be interesting to see how they rebound here against the Saints team, who is just atrocious on defense. They can't seem to stop anybody from scoring right now. Carolina 2-0, Saints at 0-2. My pick is the Carolina Panthers in this one. We got 3 New Orleans Saints picks on our experts docket. Our next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers 2-0 into Chicago to face off against the Chicago Bears, who are 0-2. This one should be a landslide for the Pittsburgh Steelers on paper again, but you never know. You never know if Chicago can pull it out, especially at home. You never really know there. But my pick here is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I expect them to move to 3-0. We got Pittsburgh all across the board. Unanimous pick from our experts panel. Our next matchup is a phenomenal game. It'll probably be the game of the week. The Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Both teams at 2-0. Both teams firing on all cylinders. I give the edge to the Lions because they're at home. That is my pick in this one. We got 5 Atlanta picks and 2 Detroit picks on our experts panel. But I am sticking with the Detroit Lions, who looked very good again on Monday night against the Giants, beating them 24-10. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in Minnesota to face off against the Minnesota Vikings. That is also at 1 o'clock. Tampa Bay looked very good in their opening matchup against Chicago, winning 29-7. I expect them to come out victorious on this one. The uncertain health of Sam Bradford is a deciding factor here for me, because if he doesn't play, then it's Tampa in a landslide. But Sam Bradford does change things. It'd be interesting if he should suit up, then they have a fighting chance. But I'm gonna give my pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on this one. We got 4 Tampa Bay picks and 3 Minnesota Vikings picks on our experts panel. Our next game is the Houston Texans at 1-1. They are in New England to face off against a high-powered New England Patriots team who just did everything they wanted to against the New Orleans Saints. They are both teams at 1-1, but our experts pool is consensus New England. I am also picking the New England Patriots in this matchup to come out victorious. Kicking off our 4 o'clock games, we have the Seattle Seahawks on the road in Tennessee against the Tennessee Titans at 1-1 apiece. Seattle, they don't look like they're right in the right mindset, because I don't know how a team can only score 12 points last week when they should have scored 50. You know what? If something just seems off with them, and I don't know what exactly it is, but maybe it's the run game that needs to get going a little bit better. They had a little bit of glimpse of hope there last week. Chris Carson was very good. He had 98 yards on the ground. But you know what? I see them having a very tough time with Tennessee. Tennessee put up 37 points on the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. They looked like they were firing on all cylinders. And I like the Tennessee Titans in this one. We have 3 Seattle picks and 4 Tennessee Titans picks on our experts pool. Our next game it should be another cakewalk. There's a couple of these this week. The Cincinnati Bengals at 0-2 have only scored 9 points all season long. They are into Green Bay, into Lambeau to face off against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 1-1. This game starts at 4:25. The Packers are going to be hungry for a win, given that they suffered a loss to the Atlanta Falcons last week. They need to get that offensive line to protect Aaron Rodgers, because he is obviously frustrated. The question whether or not Jordy Nelson will be available is still in the air, especially as also Randall Cobb. They're not really sure about him either. It puts a whole lot of weight on the shoulders of Devontae Adams for sure, and Ty Montgomery on the running back position. But I like the Packers in this one, without a doubt. It's also a consensus pick on our experts panel. Our final 4 o'clock game is the Kansas City Chiefs at 2-0 facing division rival LA Chargers, who are at 0-2 out of the gate. Chargers, they could easily be 2-0. Unfortunately, it came down to kicker at the last second, and he was unable to make it happen. His first was a block against Denver. Second was missing the potential game-winning field goal late. You know what? They could be 2-0, but the reality is they're 0-2. And the Kansas City Chiefs are coming, and they're coming hard. Kareem Hunt is absolutely in beast mode right now. I hate to steal that from Marshawn Lynch and the Oakland Raiders, but Kareem Hunt looks like the real deal. If the Chiefs and Raiders go head-to-head, which they will twice this year, those will be phenomenal matchups. But unfortunately, the Chiefs are playing the Chargers this week, and I expect them to come out on top, as do our experts, as it is a unanimous pick across the board. Our 8:30 Sunday night game over on NBC is the Oakland Raiders, 2-0 into Washington to face off against Kirk Cousins and the Washington Redskins. They are at 1-1. This should be an Oakland win. They should have no problem, but you never know. Washington's very scrappy. They scraped out a win last week. They're 1-1. They didn't look good in their first week against Philadelphia. They looked better in week number 2 against the LA Rams. But the Raiders are going to steamroll. The Raiders are my pick here. We got 3 Washington picks and 4 Oakland picks on our experts panel. And our final game comes Monday, September 25th. It's the Monday Nighter to wrap up week number 3 in the NFL. It's a phenomenal game. Dallas Cowboys in Arizona face off against the Arizona Cardinals. Both teams are at 1-1. Dallas coming off a trouncing loss where they just looked flat. Dak Prescott looked good. It wasn't Dak Prescott. It was Ezekiel Elliott. And it was Dez Bryant. Those guys did not do enough to help out their quarterback. They need to be better, and I believe that they will be. Arizona, it's going to be really tough for them, I think, in this one. The Cowboys are going to be hungry for a win. Arizona, they may just not have enough in the arsenal to be able to compete with that. It may be close, but I like Dallas. And our experts panel is unanimous across board with the Dallas Cowboys. So here is my week 3 matchups recap. So I like the Rams, Ravens, Colts, Eagles, Dolphins, Broncos, Panthers, Steelers, Lions, Buccaneers, Patriots, Titans, Packers, Chiefs, Raiders, and the Cowboys this week. So far, I've done pretty good this year. In the 2 weeks, I'm 22-9. Not bad. Would like to be better. Hopefully, I can string together a good week. Interesting, though, now that we have the experts panel, we'll see how that shapes up. The winner at the end of the year will receive a nice little TST gift pack. I don't know what that's going to be made up of, but I'm throwing around some ideas, so we'll see. But it'll be good. I can assure you, it'll be really nice. At least I'm hoping. So, and here again is your experts panel and their picks, and they break it all down for you. This has been Andrew Rogers for this week's NFL Game Picks on TST, Total Sports Talk, and we'll see you again next week.